What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have a market watch for you all to enjoy. We now have been the full weekend for none other than EX8. So let's see what spices we're gonna see where cards are starting to fall. Are they falling? Are they going up? So without further ado, let's get in the video and talk about it. So when in doubt, you start with the secrets. Chain of Liberation's Medieval Gallimon is at $40. Started at $70 on the first opening weekend, but then was 65s, then moved down to 56s by Friday, and now look at it now. It's about $40 range, which is good to see. People have yet to break this card. I find it very much a great card in generalization, and I think eventually people are going to start having to buy these cards because it's going to be a very powerful, useful card in the future, no matter where this card lands. So if it keeps going down, pick it up while it's dipping further and further until you're very comfortable with it, and it's going to really benefit you. I think this is a card that will see future play regardless of situation because it's just a generically good boss Digimon that can come down whenever it wants. So Medieval Gallimon on the Europe side, though, sitting at a very, very clean 25 euros to 30 euro range. You guys are at least in a more favorable range that we kind of want to land into that 20-30 euro range, which will be about 30 bucks. So that's kind of where we want to land, right? So I think this is very important to take a look here. Then Gallimon X Antibody finally starting to cool off from that $60 at the opening weekend box office, but now starting to get into the 50 range. 60 range is kind of still holding strong though. We're starting to knock it down a few bucks, and when it starts knocking down a few bucks, that means we'll eventually start seeing it go down and more and more. Just Gallimon X just has a lot of hype behind it, and a lot of players are just that much interested in something like this very comfortably. They just want to make sure that they can play the deck they want, right? Then Gallimon X Antibody EX08 going down to 25 to 32 euros. Wish we would get there, but I don't think even on the Europe side it'll stay this low. I definitely expect this to go up, right? X Antibody Protoform Animal Coliseum EX05. So a card that's finally starting to cool off a little bit. We've been a little high for a couple months now. You know, once it bumped up to 50, not even a couple months. Yeah, back in October, it started climbing like crazy, then started just being in this $40 range. Now we're at least starting to see 35s. That is possibly because we're seeing less X Antibody Protoform needed, and either people are selling off the Protoforms to get ready for the new Proto X Antibody, like the final form or something like that, or perfect form X Antibody that could be coming next set or even in a future set or two. But also decks are just needing to go back to just swinging with the original X Antibody because Protoform is becoming less viable for them. I mean, there are still some decks like purple base that will want to use this card regardless, but the dog engine isn't just the only engine that's using the Protoform. Europe side 38 to 45 euros. Then we have Hexeblaumon Digimon Liberators EX07. We're at $37 and climbing up just a tad bit. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary here, but oh yeah, let me rephrase this. Just disappearing off the market. Got it. You know, $36 to $37 is just exponential. But again, Skidimon is a very powerful deck, and on the Europe side, you guys definitely have it on a favorable market of 15 to 17 euros. Then Metal Seadramon Ace Chain of Liberations. Do I expect this kind of just be the next Hexeblaumon? No, I don't expect Metal Seadramon to do that, but it's definitely the next Vikemon. Like, it's a very powerful card in generalization, being able to de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, return one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 7 or less to the bottom of the deck, while you have one or more, none of your opponent's Digimon can suspend. You know, that is vitally important. Just shuts down blockers, anything like that. So Metal Seadramon Ace could definitely see competitive play going forwards, regardless of situation. Europe side 35 to 40 euros. Then, wow, rude. We're gonna go back. Dynamon, another card that I really want to explain here is why I think Dynamon is in a good spot right now. I expect it to go up eventually in one day once the deck gets that crazy support it really wants. But at the moment, yeah, it's gonna struggle a little bit into the format. But being at $5 to $6, I expect this to go down more and more as time goes on, but eventually there will be a time and place where you snag this up and you'll have your play set or more, and it'll be like another $15 card, just because they do want to support these decks in a way that'll just help the deck go crazy. Europe side, €3 to €4. Then we have Landramon Store Tournament 2025 volume participation bought out. People are getting hype over the Pyramidimon deck, and again, I expect this to come tanking down eventually, no questions asked. I have a feeling also there was probably a buyer that was being ridiculous, as always. So things like that matters when they're being ridiculous, right? We're going up to the point where it was $7. Now people are gonna go like, well, last sale was $20. Well, we're not going to pay that ridiculous price, but just wait it out, wait for the cards, play a different deck for right now if you are really wanting to play a deck. There's Europe side, €6 to €8. Excuse me, wait a second, that's the winner. We need the participation, please. I said participation. Nick, what? Back up, winner. You gotta be kidding me. The participation goes right from winner to Lady Debbie. Okay, we're just gonna type it in. Let's type it in. Landramon. Screw you. I have money. So taking a look here, we do have regular promo. Do we want regular promo? Regular promo. Close all cookies. So on the Europe side, guys, you haven't been hit with what we got hit, but €4 to €5. I expect this to go down eventually, because 3 months of this, there's going to be plenty to go around. You have plenty of locals to hit up. You'll eventually have this. So close alternate art from Chain of Liberation, $22 going down. I expect a lot more of this to start coming down a little bit, but eventually she will spike up once the deck kind of just gets that second wave or third wave of support that just really pushes over the top, right? Sometimes that's all it needs to do. Europe side, 15 to 19 euros. We're kind of in the same ballpark, which is good to see. Close start dissipation, though, bought out as well. People were just hyping up the Landramon Pyramidi shenanigans, and it definitely is showing. Europe side, €5 to €6. Then we have Shadramon promo 1110. So a card that definitely needs a reprint sooner than later. Hopefully we get one, just because Shadramon is probably going to stay in the deck for a while. And even if we get an XVmon Stingmon, that just plays a little bit differently than the Shadramon Flamedramon shenanigans that you were doing originally with the deck. I think we have a lot of potential, right? You know, $45 is quite expensive for a card that is getting a massive boost in power, but I don't know long term if that's going to hold. Europe side, 25 to 30 euros to 50 euros. Shirafimon Ace release special booster 2.0. Why am I talking about this card? This card is really good, and even in the current format, it proves this. For a bit, it was actually quite cheap. If you remember correctly, I think I picked mine up at 8s. So they were like $5. I highly recommended you guys getting them. They hit 11, then bumped down to 6s, and I was telling you guys to make sure you grab them here. But look at this card now, back up to 12s. The card is just a phenomenally great card, even with the ratio change that we dealt with. But hey, make sure you get your copies. 8 euros, 8 euros. Then you have Guilmon X alternate art, 28s. $30. Another card that I expect to be a little pricey for a while. This kind of just fits the normal Guilmon, you know, alts price. So if you're thinking you're gonna get this for cheaper, don't waste your time or efforts to just wait it out. You're gonna be in this ballpark for a while. Europe side, 15 to 18 euros. This is very commonplace for Europe, but definitely worth the grab. Gallimon Crimson Mode Ace, another card that flourished after a while, right? You know, this thing was $6, $7, and now look at it. It is a $15 card. Nothing to sleep on or scoff at, but this card is just going to keep going up. Looking at it now, 15 to 22 euros. Dynamon Alts Chain of Liberation, another card that you probably want to snag, even if it's at 15s, or you just wait it out a couple more weeks and it'll probably even go further. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I almost want to grab this last one because it's all I need left for the alts to be done, but I don't know yet. I think I'll just wait it out, possibly. Europe side, 10 euros to 11 euros. You You know, Dynamon alternate art. So this is what kind of happens. Like with Dynamon, you know, it's $15 card right now. Dynamon was in the same ballpark, was kind of dirt cheap, right? You know, no, let's just go right here. Actually, it's been 25s for the longest time and just held this and then exploded. You know, sometimes that's all it takes, a good wave of support, and these cards just go boom. You know, this is just vitally strong in general, right? There's nothing you can do about cards like this sometimes that are just very powerfully good, but, you know, there's so much value behind it. You know, Dynamon with partition, doing all the shenanigans, you know, raid, everything like that, giving one of your Digimon rush and can attack a player a turn, you know, vitally strong. So taking a look, 18s to 20 euros. Then you have Skittimon Chain of Liberations, $3 going down. Another card that you shouldn't be really sleeping on in this set. I think you should probably pick this up because, again, this card is just very powerful and does a lot of, you know, security manipulation that you want to see in some deck building. You know, great removal, Ice Clad plus Barrier, just keeps things around for a while. You know, 2 euros to 3 euros. Then you have Renamon X Antibody Alts, Chain of Liberation, $16 to $17. You know, another card that should probably be picked up when it drops a little bit lower. I don't see Renamon X doing anything crazy yet, but we'll have to see long term, right? Europe side, 13 to 16 euros. Then you have Piedmon Ace Chain of Liberation. This is a card I think you should be picking up at these prices. I think it's going to bump up once people start learning that Nightmare Soldiers, the dog engine version, is just crazy strong and very powerful. You know, Bolt Batamon plus Piedmon Ace is just a very powerful way of doing things, especially with Anubis. So it's something you should not be sleeping on and just should be testing. You know, 1 euro to 3 euros. Then you have Growlmon X Antibody Limited Foil. You know, I don't expect this card to come down anytime soon. It is a very hard chase, and $35 a pop is expected here. Europe side, though, 5 to 7 euros. God, I wish I could get those prices. War Growlmon X Antibody Limited Foil, Chain of Liberation, $30. You know what? Not worth it. I would not spend it, but you know what? It's going to be an expensive card. It's a 2 of, you're going to want 2 of it. So make sure you get your copies, right? You know, 9 euros to 10 euros. Then you have Sakuyamon X Antibody Chain of Liberations, $4.22, $3. Then you have Europe side, 2 to 3 euros as well. You know, this card, definitely I'm expecting it to hold this $3 range. I would say pick it up just to have it for your Sakuyamon. And we also do have a token coming along in the future. I can't wait to showcase that. But, you know, LordKnightmon X Antibody Alts. You know, this card started at a very expensive price of $57 to $58. Now look at the champ. It's at 33. It has fallen down from the grace that it was. So losing 20 bucks is not a bad thing for a card like this. It's a very powerful card in general, but sometimes very hype cards do fall down, and then all of a sudden there's our cards that we were sleeping on blow up in price. So stuff like this one's probably wait a little bit longer before we snag it. Europe side, 24 to 30 euros. You know, one other thing you guys probably want to do is make sure you use the affiliate link down below. It does help support the channel, and it's for TCG players. So if you use it, you can buy some cards with it. So hopefully we can do something with that. Chain of Liberation upgrade pack, $2.50. Nothing to scoff at. Another card that you probably want to snag without any questions. 2 euros to 3 euros if you're playing deep saves. Tyrannomon Dimensional Phase BT11, $8 to $9 and climbing. You know, cards like this sometimes just blow up in price just because the support is there. And this is what I mean. Like, don't sleep on it too long, but also just look for cards. Sometimes just watch it. If it starts moving more quickly by sales pick up, might be time to snag it. Just so watch closely at these things. 1 euro to 2 euros. You know, Hercules Kabuterimon Ace alternate art. We're at $5.97, $5.89. You know, nothing too crazy here, but we have Nature Spirit traded, and it can change very quickly. 8 euros to 9 euros. Then you have Medieval Gallantmon textured at $460. Like, cards like this are crazy strong. And as I said, this is going to be an expensive alt for its 3-star. You know, 25 to 33. You know, Yu Quinn's alternate art release special booster. you know, this card got support and it started climbing up. People started picking up a little bit. Means it moved up to $20 a pop. And it's something you guys need to watch carefully. Cards like this explode constantly over the market. So stuff that are you waiting on, you should be checking, you know, every couple days or so, just to make sure it doesn't disappear off the market and it gets to an unacceptable range. 10 euros to 13 euros, you know, closed store tournament 2025. Don't pay 30 bucks for this. This thing's going to be everywhere soon. Europe side 11 to 15 euros. Then we have Kirion Nene, a card that's also going up little by little. People are picking up slow but surely, but we're at $8 a pop going to 13s. You know, 12 to 24 euros. You know, we have future support coming, so Digimon Altanar, Chain of Liberation. I think for $8.75, this is something you don't let go. I think this is something you pick up. It's a great price for $8.75. So if you guys want a max rarity, Skidity, go for it. You know, Europe side 9 euros to 10 euros. Then you have Landramon Limited Foils, Chain of Liberation. If you guys are playing the mineral deck, $8.08 is nothing to scoff at. You know, $3.40, 4 euros. You know, this is not something easy. You know, Gutsumon Limited Foil, $4.88. Europe side, 4 euros, 5 euros. You know, Golemon Limited Foil, Chain of Liberation, $4.50. 3 euros to 4 euros. But it kind of gets crazy after a while, you know. Cards are getting stronger and stronger by the set. So eventually things do just hold these long-term prices. So don't miss your opportunity when it comes. But hopefully this helped you guys get a good synopsis of where cards are going, up, down, left, right, things that you might be wanting to pick up now. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Use that TCG affiliate link. It supports the channel at no extra cost. So, peace.